We hit the jackpot at the auction recently and we're taking you along. Let's go. I'm on a trip visiting one of my daughters and I wanted to take you along because the last time I posted a video about thrifting in Williamsburg, Virginia, y'all loved it. So I thought I'd take you along this time.
Steve, and this is Anna.
Hi.
And we have taken over Reinvented Delaware's channel in downtown Lincoln City, Delaware. We're going to go in and we'll share with you some of the things that we find. We got to the auction a little bit late, about 6:30 p.m., and I was very surprised to find that the crowds were really small and a lot of the stuff had already been sold. You see up here, you see a bowl that had a little bit of interest in it. It's handmade, no maker's mark, but what really caught my interest was the DuPont crate that you just saw, and it comes up again shortly, but it was an explosive box. If you're not familiar, DuPont got its start in Delaware when the DuPont family came over from France and started to make powder. This Victrola was also something that caught my eye. It was really old. It was in somewhat rough shape. It could probably be fixed up, but it had a sign on it that said it worked. You see here some nightstands, a couple of really nice chairs, and this oak table sold for just $10. I really wanted to bring it home, but we just didn't have a place for it. I knew that that was not something that Reinvented Delaware would want in the house. Sometimes it's really hard when you go to the auction because some of the stuff was somebody's prized possession for decades, and you just want to take it home and love on it. So here you see an old vintage sewing machine. I'm not sure if that works or not. I almost picked up that stand, and then I really liked the high chair, but my daughter told me that she would not allow me to put her son in it, nor any children, because it's pretty rickety. You see there a gossip chair that people would sit in while they talked on the phone, the old landline phones. That was still in really good shape. It needed to be reupholstered, but for the most part, it was still usable. You see here some really nice stands. There's a very sparse crowd at the auction, so none of this stuff went very high. I think everything went for like less than $10. I really love the color and the design on these. Probably not something that Reinvented Delaware would want me bringing home though. So you see some Pyrex. We actually bid on a couple pieces of the Pyrex. It went really high. Some really nice Longaberger baskets. Cindy used to sell Longaberger back in the 1990s, and I remember that they were very, very expensive. But here you see some custom or inaugural baskets that would have been sold in limited quantities. Some of them still have the liners, which I remember used to cost extra, and that was a bonus. And Longaberger had just an excellent marketing plan at the time. You see some signage there. This was a really nice cast iron, like Dutch oven. You can see the porcelain on the inside. It was actually very nice. You see this Land O'Lakes thermometer was vintage, in excellent condition. The old washboard, there were some M&Ms, some toys there. I'm not sure how old, but a lot of really vintage stuff, a lot of really nice stuff. It's a really cool basket back here. Look at the handle. I'm pretty sure that's like dates back into the 1800s. Just very nice, very well put together. Still very solid for its age. Soda carton, the Portland Bottling Company. And then we're coming up on that DuPont crate here again, and it is clearly marked explosive, which is just kind of cool. Like I said earlier, DuPont was known for making gunpowder here in Delaware. Can you only imagine these crates being loaded on the railroad, or probably a tractor trailer, and shipped across the country or even across the world. So another nice bowl with some maker's mark. They have an old, looks like a World War II gas can that would come off of a Jeep or a military vehicle. And this clown head. I really wanted the clown head for my classroom at school. It's off of a helium bottle, and then you would hold the balloon up to the clown's mouth to blow your balloons up. It went a lot higher than I was willing to spend. So somebody's die-cast custom car collection, they sold that. And then back in the furniture room, we found this desk, still in really good shape if you needed one. It went very cheap. A couple of nice lamps, a dresser. If you look to the left, you see that cherry pantry. I really wanted that for my workshop, but there was another gentleman bidding against me, and it was clear he wanted that as well. And then this armoire, that is oak. I don't know that it's old, but it is well made, and my daughter had her eye on that. And so we looked around a little bit more, and then we waited for the auction to get started. So this room is usually full on a Saturday night. It's pretty sparse tonight. You see some bar stools, good shape. There's an Amana oven. There's a bookshelf and a filing cabinet, but I will tell you, usually it's just standing room only and just really narrow paths to walk. So we did have this nice bookcase. If someone were looking for a bookcase, it was in really good shape. And then that short chest of drawers, again, was in really good shape for somebody looking for something like that. End tables. These brass lamps, you know, Reinvented Delaware collects brass, but being labor and not management, I decided not to take the chance. Also had that old ice cream freezer in the back, but probably shouldn't keep ice cream around the house because it just tempts me too much. And then this crate had sticks nailed to it. I don't know if it was some kind of a hunting blind or somebody was using it for some custom piece. It was really strange. But it was well made, and it did look kind of neat with the sticks to it. I have a feeling that somebody was trying to camouflage the box. This is the room. Normally on Saturday nights at this time, this room is still live with action and only about half empty. Tonight, as I said, they finished quite a bit early, and what you're seeing are the remnants. So the things left on the table will be thrown out. They will end the auction Saturday night. Everybody takes a breather on Sunday, and then Monday, this is all cleaned out and taken to the dump. So whatever's left over is fair game. If you wanted your stuff, you need to tell them to keep it, otherwise it goes in the trash bin. But you can see there's no activity at all here. They have essentially closed down this portion, and Anna and I are in another portion where they have the gallery. So you see the Babe Ruth commemorative item there. You see some other commemorative items. I don't know that much about those. They look like maybe Japanese samurais, maybe. I'm not sure. A nice silver tea or coffee set. Probably somebody's prized possession back in the day. I like the little Amish salt and pepper shakers. And then there's an old cast iron Pepsi truck. Also like the cowboy, that was pewter. And then this old train, I can just imagine some little boy getting up Christmas morning and just playing with this for hours and hours and hours. This is actually in really good shape. I'm pretty sure it's original. I don't think it has actually been reproduced. See the please close the gate. I missed that because I was talking and not paying attention. I was gonna buy that. Some Elvis Presley commemorative plates with the plate stands. I think they were Franklin Mint or Danbury Mint. Little Baby's book, a Delaware State Fair commemorative Longaberger basket. The Longaberger basket with some wooden fruit. Somebody's Longaberger basket is on sale down there, and I know that back in the 90s, these things were super, super popular. An old Canon camera, some of you probably remember those. Cell phones have replaced the old cameras now. Some children's toys, and again, another Longaberger basket with the basket liner that is in excellent shape. You can hear Barkley in the background. Anna and I are back from the auction. We got back late last night, left everything in the truck. We're gonna be unloading it. Then we'll go over and tell you what our finds were. We got some really good deals last night. Okay, so one of the first things we got was this oak washstand. And I believe it's got some cherry inlay with a marble top. And so we ended up purchasing this for, I believe, $10. It was towards the end of the auction, and actually no one was bidding, and if it doesn't sell, it gets thrown out on Monday. And I know that Cindy loves washstands, so we couldn't bear to just let it get thrown out. And my daughter was kind of toying with the idea that she might want it. But if you look at these dovetails, so they are hand cut, and you can see the scribe line on the dovetails. I'm trying to get the shadow out, so bear with me. But you can see the scribe lines on the dovetail where they were hand cut. So somebody actually used a marker to mark the width of the board and then cut those dovetails. And so if you look at the handles, just a lot of great detail on the handles. It's got some walnut. I think that's walnut. Now I said cherry, but I think that's walnut inlay. Again, let me try to get out of the shadows. And again, just a beautiful, beautiful piece. The drawers all open and close really nice, and then you can see, the door is well made and the cabinet is clean. So for $10, we think we got a deal. We'll see if Reinvented Delaware approves. Next on our list were these two rockers, and again, these were at the very end, and the auctioneer looked at me, and we got them for $5 a piece. And I had been looking at them a little bit earlier and was just remarking to my daughter just how old, and they are really, really beautiful. Oak, the caning is all in excellent, excellent condition. If you look, it's not ripped or torn, which you commonly find on old chairs like that. And then my daughter's standing behind me saying, make sure you point out the scroll work, make sure you point out the details, which is exactly what Reinvented Delaware would be doing if she were here. So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So you see that one, and I just kind of imagine, grandmother and grandfather sitting out on the porch on these, or sitting around the fire. Maybe the grandmother might be knitting while the grandfather's doing some whittling or reading stories to the grandkids. But yeah, they were just beautiful. They were just too tempting to pass up. And both of them, like as I said, they need a little bit of cleanup, but the scroll work is in excellent shape. The joints are all together. They're very, very solid chairs for $5 a piece. That was a really, really good deal. So I just wanted to add, when Ann and I were bringing the chairs in, if you look, one of these chairs is a maple, the other one is oak, but the craftsman on this, if you look, and you can see the darker wood there. So what they did is they attached a harder wood to the runner so that it wouldn't wear out. So this is on the back of the runner, and let me set it down here. So when you're rocking and it goes back on that wood, and that is really ingenious. You would never find that in today's furniture. Just shows me that somebody probably handmade that, but it's definitely a quality piece. Just a really good idea to put that hardwood there, keep that runner from wearing out. So next on our list of treasures is this cabinet. And this was actually purchased by my daughter, and she's got some intended uses in mind for it. Again, this went for $22, and she had texted my son-in-law, and he had told her not to go over 50. So when the bidding started, it went up really quick and then leveled off, and we ended up purchasing this for $22. And just a really, really nice piece. So you can see just beautiful, solid. Not sure about this piece. I'm not sure if it's original or not, but we picked up this cast iron Coca-Cola truck. And my daughter and my son-in-law have a family friend, and this guy is a jack of all trades. And I will tell you, anytime they have needed help in doing something, whether it is working on the house, working with the kids, doing yard work, this guy is there. And he is just a hard worker, like just a really good guy, fun to be around. And like I said, this is all cast iron, and you can see it has the Coca-Cola bottles on the back. So Anna purchased this and then sent him a picture, and he had said he has never seen anything like it. So this is not something that I collect, so I have no idea whether this is an original or a reproduction piece, but it is solid, and it's just a very nice piece regardless. So I think he's really gonna like that. You can see it rolls free. Usually you find these and they are bent up, you are missing a wheel, or there's a part missing. We also had someone tell us one time that oftentimes they are missing the soda bottles out of the cases, and they're very difficult to replace. So this is just a really cool piece. Okay, so next on our list is this Dutch oven. And this is cast iron with a porcelain coating, and you can see very clean inside. It needs to be washed up, but barkeeper's friend will clean that up just perfect. And so when this was being auctioned, Anna had told me earlier in the auction that she was interested in it. And then she got online and checked the price. So this is Mario, I might be mispronouncing it, but Mario Batali. The brand is Dansk, D-A-N-S-K. And she looked it up online while we were sitting in the gallery there at the auction, and they sell right around $150 retail, and we paid $14 for this. This is the cool find of the evening. This was actually the highlight of my evening. I've been looking for one of these phones for years. They are very, very expensive. So this was made by a company called Western Electric, and they put these phones. This is something, if you're old like me, you may remember the TV show, The Waltons, and the Waltons would have to go down to the store, Ike Godsey's store, and to make a phone call. And this is the kind of phone that they had. This is original. And if you look inside, I'm gonna try to get this without getting a lot of shadow. But if you look inside, it's got most, not all, but most of the components are contained. And even the electrical, some of the original wiring is still there. This was just really, really cool. So this would have been the mouthpiece, and it attaches to the front. And this is what you would speak into when you were talking on the phone. And you can see the brand there, Western Electric Company. So just showing that that's authentic. And then this would be the piece that you would put up to your ear, and it would have wires attached there, and then that would be the speaker. Now that would have been fabric covered originally. Obviously the fabrics come off, but I think Reinvented Delaware can probably fix that. But this was just a really cool piece. There's the ringers, so it's pretty much intact. And I know Cindy has told you guys in the past, I'm a school teacher. One of the things I teach is 911 dispatch, and I like to show the kids the phone. So I've been kind of looking for one of these, and it amazes me. So those of you that are seasoned like I am, remember the old rotary phones, the dial phones, and most of the kids today have never seen one, and they are amazed when they see that you used to have to dial a number by putting your finger in the ring and spinning it. It needs a little bit of refinishing, but I think I can get that canoe ready by next summer. Last is this metal cabinet here, and I'm not gonna move it because it's heavy. So I'm just gonna try to show you. I actually purchased this for my workshop. So this is an industrial, probably came out of an office building of some sort. So it's a metal construction. You can see the drawer, and got two doors there at the bottom. It's in really good shape, and then the top is like a MDF book, and then it's covered with like a plastic veneer to make it look wood grain. So my plans for this are to use it as a tool stand. I have some sanders and some different equipment that I'm going to mount to the top, and then the bottom will make great storage for tools that I don't want to get all dusty or dirty, or that I don't use that often. I think we gave $5 for this stand, so I think we got a really, really good deal. We don't get to do this very often, but we have really enjoyed sharing our auction. We had a great evening together, just a nice father-daughter time. Spent very little money, just had a lot of fun. And if you ever get the chance to go to Lincoln City, Delaware, visit Wilson's Auction. We've really, really enjoyed sharing our auction finds with you. Go down to the comments, let us know what you think was the best auction find, and let us know what you like. We will see you next time.
You heard it. My husband and one of my daughters took over my channel. They went to the auction without me. So on my way home, I thought I would share one of the most beautiful scenes in all of the East Coast, in my humble opinion. It is the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. I'm going to pop in some pictures for you to see. But first, let me kind of show you what's going on here. They're so far off. You're not going to believe this sight. Looking across this 18-mile bridge, as you scan across to see this beautiful horizon, you're going to see shipping containers far off in the distance. I'll zoom in so that you can see them closer. But those shipping containers have come in from way overseas, like China probably, and they are waiting to get into the Chesapeake Bay. This is a main port for the United States. From here, these items get shipped all across the country. So here you can see that these shipping containers pass over top of those tunnels, which is a little weird. You can see here one of those shipping containers close to the actual tunnel. That's going to pass over. That's actually a barge, not one of the shipping containers. And here they are lined up. I think this day I counted about 18 that are closer, and then ones that are in the distance, waiting their turn, like this one here that is waiting its turn to cross over. So if you ever wondered why your item takes so long to get to your place, this is why. Didn't my husband and my daughter find some of the most amazing things at the auction? I'm so excited because I saw a couple of those items that I think are going to be mine. Namely, that lamp. Did you see it? I can tell you right now where it's going to go. It's going out into my garden shed. I didn't miss out on the shopping fun though, because on the way home, I stopped at one of my favorite spots in Virginia. I bought a few items. Let me show you what they are. If you watched a few videos back, then you know that I'm on the hunt for these little creamers, and I found one for $3. I'm also shopping for my garden shed, and I think that that's where these little pheasants are going to go. So I have one, and they came as a pair, so they're so cute. They're not going to stay white. I'm gonna do something to them, I don't know, so stay tuned for a future makeover video. $10 for the pair. Then I found this. Oh my goodness, this is an old copper bowl. Well, I don't know how old it is. It's old enough to call it vintage, maybe not an antique, but it is at least a vintage. It's really pretty, hammered kind of finish, and I've already started using it because I'm saving seeds out in my garden shed. I have a whole blog post about how to save zinnia seeds. I'm going to link it in the cards. I want you to check it out. You're going to enjoy learning this easy seed harvesting technique that I have for you. But anyway, I used this to start collecting the seed heads for that, and it's gonna go back out in my garden shed. The last thing that I bought at that antique shop was this set of books. Now each one was priced at $4. I bought them all. There are 7, and so that was $28. That's a little steep for me when I look at one item as a whole. At $4, I felt like that was good, but since I bought them all, anyway, I felt like it was a good buy because I got this whole set. They're copyrighted 1964, which is kind of special. My husband and I were both born in 1963, so these books are 60 years old. I love that. And one of the things that I love about it, they're all history books. There's George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Lewis and Clark, all sorts of history books. But they are specifically for young readers. Look how big the print is. So I'm excited to read these books to our grandkids as they grow up and hopefully have the memory of coming here and reading these old books from our era. If you love watching thrift shopping hauls, you're gonna love this video right here.
Hello, I'm Steve, and this is my daughter, Anna.
Hi.
And we have taken over Reinvented Delaware's channel this weekend, and we're going to be going to Lincoln City, Delaware, to Wilson's auction. Can't wait to go down there. We have seen some really cool stuff, and then we will share with you a little bit of our treasure. See ya. So we were supposed to video unloading the truck. We are getting some remote instructions from Reinvented Delaware. Both of us forgot. We have the truck unloaded, and so we're going to give you a little tour, show you the great deals that we got. Hopefully Reinvented Delaware doesn't see this video. I may be living in the garden shed, so stand by one.